What's going on, Giants fam? Today we're going to recap the Hardknocks, the draft, everything going on with the Giants this offseason, and what we're looking forward to this upcoming season. So far, let's start off with the Giants and the Hardknocks and how that went down. There's so much to talk about. Joe Shane, his peanut butter and jelly addiction. Let's talk about how, they set up the draft and went for Malik Neighbors, and most of all, let's talk about Saquon Barkley and how that whole situation unfolded. I think basically with the whole draft, I think they wanted Neighbors, but they were looking more for a QB. You could see that from this whole video that Joe Shane really wasn't sold on Daniel Jones. He basically is in the air with it. He doesn't know what he wants or what he's going to get from him after all the injuries Daniels has occurred. So my whole thoughts on it is Joe Shane is not sold on Daniel Jones, and he's not sure about his health going forward. This is basically Daniel Jones' prove-it year. He put the pieces around him. He improved the offensive line. Now it's up to Daniel Jones to go out there and perform. If not, I think they're going to kick boots and kick rocks with Daniel Jones and move on from him next year. That's just my prediction. Now, Malik Neighbors, we all know, is a standout talent coming out of LSU. I think he's going to be phenomenal in the NFL. The only issue of mine is can we get him the ball consistently? Can we throw him the rock enough for him to go out there and perform and show us what he's made of? I think with the improvement on the offensive line, Daniel Jones will be able to do that. It all just comes down to him staying upright and being able to find his receivers, especially Malik Neighbors. I was hyped about Malik Neighbors. Y'all know that. I made a video prior to the draft talking about how I wanted Malik Neighbors in the draft. I didn't think he was going to be available at 6, and we were able to steal him. I think he's going to be one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver to come out of this year's draft. So that's my hype about Malik. I think Malik's going to be a superstar in this league. I just think he needs to get the ball in his hands. Now, Saquon. Here's the deal with Saquon. They basically said that they didn't want to pay $12 million to Saquon and, have the offense paying Daniel Jones $40 million for us to be a team that literally is the star of a running back. Why are you paying a quarterback $40 million and the star of the team is the running back? It makes no sense. I agree. I 100% agree. But the issue here is they literally said that he's the main guy on the offense. He's the main guy on the team. He's the superstar. He's the guy that when you think of the New York Giants, it's Saquon. What's the identity, they said? What's going to be our identity going forward? So you're literally saying that Saquon Barkley was the identity of this team. So now what's the identity? I truly believe it's not going to be the offense. It's going to be the defense. The defense is going to go back to primetime days when we had JPP and Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck and Osi Umenyiora. I think the defense is going to be where we stand out going forward, and especially this year with Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon, and Brian Burns. That Burns trade was absolutely a steal. Joe Shane really worked his magic on the sidelines. That was just incredible how they were able to come away with that. But going back to Saquon, this is my thing. You let him walk for basically nothing in return. I feel like what pisses me off is why didn't they franchise him? Or another person they could have franchised was Xavier McKinney. I think that was the biggest blow, was losing Xavier McKinney. Why didn't we use the franchise tag on anyone this offseason? That pisses me off. It's there for a reason. Use it. Why not use the franchise tag? It made zero sense to me. They let 2 star players on our team walk out the door and got nothing in return. If anything, you could have franchise tagged Saquon and traded his ass. But Joe Shane was saying, it took 10 years off his life, worrying about the Saquon situation last year. Well, hello, that's your job, man. You're a general manager now. You're not a recruiter anymore. Your job is to worry about how you're going to make trades, how you're going to recruit talent, how you're going to build your roster for the future and for now. So if you were so freaking worried about the stress of having Saquon on the roster, why didn't you just freaking franchise him and deal with it? That's just some grown man shit. That statement he made last night on Hard Knocks pissed me off the most. Is that it was 10 years off his life worrying about Saquon in that situation. I'm sorry, bro. That's your job. That's what you get paid to do, is figure out how to work these contracts and fill roster with the best talent you can get. So to me, that's where they fumbled the bag. And the fact that they showed that on Hard Knocks was a big fail. I didn't like that. Now, with Saquon, I think the biggest thing was paying him. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Did the Giants know that Waller was going to retire? Because if they knew he was going to retire, or that he was like on the boat with it and not sure what he wanted to do, still, even having that chance, they could have gave the money that we got from Waller to Saquon. If he was going to pay, basically we saved I think it was 11.6 million off the books when Waller retired. Now, could you imagine if Waller would have told them this prior to the actual free agency? They could have gave Saquon Barkley that money, and Waller would already have been off the books, and bam, there's the money to pay Saquon. Now you got 11.6 sitting there, and you don't know what the hell to do with it. They're just going to go fill role players and probably bench players with that money, when you could have given it to our superstar. So to me, it's like, I'm not blaming Waller, but damn, bro, you could have freaking hit us with that information during free agency, or like right after the Super Bowl, when you were already not sure what you wanted to do with your life going forward. You want to go record music? Power to you. But what the hell, bro? Like, we could have used that money to pay Saquon. So that's been pissing me off the more and more I think about it going forward. So, I don't know. Maybe they weren't sure what Waller was going to do, and they didn't know how they were going to come up with the money to pay Saquon. But still, why not franchise tag him and get something in return? Even if it's a late second round, maybe late third round future pick, it's something. It's something to have for the future to build off of. But the fact you let Xavier McKinney and Saquon walk out the door and got nothing in return, I think that was the biggest fumble they did this offseason. Now, I'm excited for what they got going forward. I think Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, and Wan'Dale Robinson will turn into a massive big three if they can stay healthy. We don't know about Malik yet. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But Jalen Hyatt, and we know Wan'Dale has had issues with injuries. So if this team can stay healthy, they might have something cooking. We might have something cooking. I'm sure the defensive line is going to be great. I like the linebackers, but I still think the blow of letting McKinney walk and go to Green Bay was just too big of a hit. I love Banks. I think Banks with McKinney was a solid back core. I don't get how you just not do that. Now they drafted a great guy. I think his name is Phillips. I love him, but why not have McKinney mentor him? That, to me, was just stupidity. I don't understand why we didn't use the franchise tag on anyone this year. It makes zero sense to me. I still can't fathom it. So, am I blaming Waller? A little bit. Bro, you could have hit us. You could have gave us that info on the low. This way we would have known what to do with the franchise going forward, and we probably could have kept McKinney or Saquon. I think they probably would have went with Saquon. Do I think Singletary's going to be like a Saquon? Probably not. I mean, he's not like young. I think he could run. I think he could find the holes and explode through them. I'm more excited for Tyron Tracy Jr. I think this guy's got a little Isaiah Pecchio or Pecheo, however the hell they pronounce his last name, in him. I like how he runs with his high knees, man. He's able to catch the ball out of the backfield because he was prior to being a running back, he was a wide receiver. So I think he's got talent in catching the ball and doing screen passes. I don't like that they're already setting him up to be on special teams. I don't like that. Start him running back second. Make him the running back second position behind freaking Singletary. This way he's already touching the ball. He already knows the position. I'm not trying to do special teams. Players get injured like that. We've seen that already. I don't know. We've seen that with Shepard. We've seen that a lot of times. So, I don't know. But the whole Saquon mess, it's just coming out in the freaking works right now with whole Hard Knocks. It's not making the franchise look good. And I'm kind of pissed about the whole Waller thing. No one's talking about it. But to me, if Waller would have informed the Giants earlier on, things might have played out differently. They might have been able to sign Saquon. I do agree with Joe Shane paying the quarterback over the running back. That's just smart business. But at the same time, how do you let your star player walk out the door and not get anything in return? That's just stupidity. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'll be coming at you guys with tons of content as we get closer to the season. We're only, I think, 9 or 10 weeks away. Today's July 3rd, so be smart, be safe tomorrow with 4th of July. As Giants fans know, got to be careful. Just be careful, have a great time, and enjoy your 4th of July. Hit that like and subscribe button for more Giants content going forward. Thank you guys for watching, and have a blessed 4th of July and a blessed day.